simulation models and wind tunnel tests hold true on the racetrack. We did all the design and engineering and development work up front, and the track test gives us the ability to put the car on the racetrack with other cars and make sure that we didn't miss anything in the design process. We have full data acquisition systems on the car that measure ride heights, airflows, loads, so we know what all of the tires are doing as well as what the airflow through the radiator and the brake ducts. So it's your basic instrumentation system taken to the next level. It's no different than the computer on your car. We're monitoring it real time as Carl's on the racetrack, and as when he comes in, we digest it and can make changes before the next run based on the data from the previous run.
You kind of put it all to real life here. It's not a controlled environment out here at the racetrack like it is at the wind tunnel. So you definitely have the sun and the heat in the track, the extra rubber on the racetrack that actually does come into play as you're trying to get your car tuned for the race that weekend. So it's actually really good to be able to come here and do our track testing.
I can remember coming over here to Martinsville testing just 10 years ago. And you'd have a little bit of data acquisition on your car, but nothing like they have now. They can check everything to the driver's heartbeat now. It's just it's so technical, but that's that's the age that we live in. Everything's like that now, and it's all good. I mean, it costs a lot more now to test than it did 10 years ago, but it's all kind of relative.
I enjoy testing because it gives everybody a chance to try things that you don't get to try during the race weekend. There's a lot of mind games testing here. We've got 5 teams here, and no one wants to show their whole hand, and you don't know what people are working on and whether they have different tires or their car's lighter or heavier. So the trick to testing is to stay focused on what you're doing and to really have a good time. It's not often that we get to spend 8 hours with everybody in the garage and kind of in a relaxed atmosphere, and that's pretty cool.
There's a laundry list each time you go test. Here, there's obviously it's a short track, you need more grip, you get off the corner. You'll go to other places like Talladega, and that'll be aerodynamics. So each track has its own quirks, it's called.
We always come to the test with way more stuff than we can ever get done because of the limited testing. So there's definitely a big pile, and we try to whittle it down to a smaller one. But at the end of the day, we always wish we had another day. So it's just one of them things. But we just try to hit the generic things on the front side of the test, and then start fine tuning on the back side of the test, and hopefully bring back our best package that we learn from here for when we come back for the race.
The engineers will tell you that the driver isn't important at all during testing, but I like to think I'm important. At the end of the day, we have all of this data acquisition, and we have all of these guys working on things, but putting the rubber on the racetrack, having this car out there on the track, and getting driver feedback it's what we're going to do at the races. So it's really important to do that here. So I guess they let me think that my suggestions go somewhere. Hopefully they do.
The driver's still very important. I mean, at the end of the day, we've got to make him comfortable and be able to get the speed out of it. So he's still very important. One of the things that the tools that we have here are able to back up what he's saying, and maybe we can look at it a little different way if he's not explaining it exactly the way it is happening, or there's a couple different angles we can look at a particular problem and maybe try to decipher it versus what he's saying. But at the end of the day, it's still very important to get Carl comfortable in the car and where he can go out and turn fast laps all day long for 500.
Things went pretty well today. For my first time driving this 2013 Fusion, I think it's been a great day. I think we learned some things. I think we have a race car here that is going to be more competitive than the one we currently have. I think everyone's worked together very well and built this Fusion so that we can go out there and beat these other manufacturers and these other teams. And everybody in our Roush Fenway camp is excited about 2013.